Hey Hodies, welcome back to my channel. My name is hautemesstom and thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we're going to be shopping the Sephora sale. If you are new to my channel, hi, thank you for clicking on this video, taking a chance on me, checking out the vibe. My channel is really about loving my makeup collection first and foremost, and that's really what we're going to show you in today's video. I also sometimes review new things, and sometimes I do make a purchase that I feel excited about. So if that kind of content sounds good to you, I would love to have you subscribe. Make sure you like this video before you get too far into it. That really helps me in the algorithm. And I'm also on patreon.com if you would like to support me there. There's no pressure to though. I'm just so happy that you are here. I would like to take right now to thank all of my current patrons. You're the best. Today's concept is something that I'm sort of borrowing from Hannah Louise Poston, and she basically does it retrospectively, but I'm taking you through the whole process. You're gonna shop with me. We're gonna go to Sephora.com here in just a second. I'm gonna add a full face of makeup to my cart of things that I do not have. And then what I'm going to do is go through my makeup collection and come back and put on a full face of makeup inspired by the purchases that I would want to make. So instead of just saving 20% or 15% or 10%, I'm saving 100% on the Sephora sale because I'm not gonna buy anything new. Now, it doesn't mean I'm not gonna buy anything for real during the Sephora sale, but like, I'm not actually planning on buying any makeup during the Sephora sale. I'm just re-upping on skincare. And I think activities like this could remind you and help me remind me that like chasing after the new thing isn't always going to be the best thing for you or for your wallet or for your budget or any of those things. You add things to your cart, window shop, and then really just make sure you're editing it down to the things that are actually going to really bring you the most joy and like add value to your collection. And I know that sometimes you can't guarantee that, but just make sure you're making the best choices. Don't just buy something because it's on sale. If you didn't want it at 100%, you probably don't really want it at 80%. You're just talking yourself into it. What I'm going to do now is send you over to the shopping moment, and I'll be back and we will put on this face of makeup that I have on. We are here at Sephora.com and we are going to browse and peruse, and we're going to try to come up with a full face of makeup. I think what the smartest thing to do is to go to new, to see if anything new speaks to me. And we're just going to go into makeup because I don't really care about skincare for the purposes of today's video. I don't care about any of this. I think it's interesting that the Glossier is still showing up in here. Okay, let me just scroll a little bit. Banana Bright Vitamin CC Eye Sticks. Oh, they're color correctors. I like that Banana Bright formula, but hello, Mac users that use two screens. How do I get this to not be on this screen? Because sometimes it just invites itself over here and I hate that. I didn't ask for that. That's not what I wanted. Do they have any good shades of this? This one kind of looks like Rebel Rose from the Liquid Cat Suits from Wet n Wild. Remember? R.I.P. I mean, I don't know if they're still around, but maybe. Assume they're still around. They were so popular. Okay. I know it's not a new item, but I've been missing the Glossier Skin Tint. I really have. So I think I was wearing G12. What's lightest? I probably, in reality, well, hold on. Does the model change? I mean, honestly, I could probably flex between the two. So let's just go with, if I find another foundation that I am interested in, I will add it. But for right now, I do think I am interested. I am interested in that. Did they reformulate their lip oil or did Sephora just get it? I have no idea. Another contender. Now, I know I talked some mad game whenever I was doing Critical Sass, but I have since learned some more things about it. Light skin with warm, neutral. Wait, where's warm, neutral? I'm not medium skin. I don't understand how Sephora has really decided that I am deeper complexioned than I am. I would say light skin with cool undertones would maybe be what I would want. I don't know what Khaki uses. We have decided that we are skin twins. Light skin with warm, I don't see, this one says warm neutral undertones. Let's see. 38 warm neutral. No. What's this? 39? I'm not buying any of this. So let's add that to the cart too. Let's see. We'll make final decisions whenever we get to the end. Wow, I guess I'm really into stick things. I definitely want to add one of these. These look so good. Kulfi Beauty really is out here doing amazing work. Rose gold with silver flecks. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's also really pretty. A cranberry. I don't know. I mean, this is also, of course, incredibly beautiful. I don't think I want to go with either of these. They're not really my speed. Like, I would wear them, but for the purposes of this video, I think I'm gonna pick Sephora Sparkles. Yeah, that's the one I'm most attracted to. Remember, I'm in my pink era, so let's add that to basket. We might find some other eyeshadow things that I'm interested in, but I would say if I had to pick something that is eyeshadow right now off the top of my head that I'm most interested in, it is certainly these cream eyeshadows from Colfi. What a weird mix of things. Like, did they reformulate this? Why is this on the new page? This Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. They've had that forever. I don't know what Makeup Forever is doing. They're reformulating and also putting things in like packaging that's almost less appealing. Oh, Ami Collet is certainly a brand I would love to explore. I've heard such good things about it from everyone who's tried it. Dune on the lips. That's really pretty. It's looking more pink though. I mean, I'm sure it would be a much bolder, obviously, color on me being so fair. No, I don't know that that's the thing that I am attracted to. God, what nonsense. This is all nonsense. Also, this doesn't feel new. I feel like I talked about these months ago. Oh, it's all just so nightmarish. Like, this is a nightmare. Everything's a nightmare. All right. So, okay, let me review the cart. So we have eyeshadow and we have 2 foundations, and that's as far as we've gotten. Let's just kind of go in like the order of the face. And then we'll sort this by new. I don't know what Freck is after, but I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand what they're doing. I don't understand their marketing. I don't give a shit about Kosas. Boost 18-hour firming, smoothing, peptide, ceramide primer. How is this listed as newer than this one, which definitely came out more recently? Oh, you know, I did want this. And I honestly think this is the best we're going to do as far as primer goes. Just barefaced with the primer. Yeah, I think I'm going to have this one. That's what we're going to buy. Back to this. So we already have foundation. Now let's look at concealers. Let's see what's new. I don't understand. The NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is not newer than the Born This Way because I was at Sephora when they launched this. I've always been kind of interested in this concealer, this Dior Backstage one. You know, I think a good one for, like a good realistic one, it would be between the Dior Backstage and like the regular Dior, which I know that Michelle Wong likes. And I have in the past gotten on with things that Michelle really liked. And Dior was something I didn't really pay much attention to whenever I worked at Sephora. So maybe we explore a little bit of Dior in this imaginary scenario. What would I do next? I would do contour. I don't know what we're going to find here. Okay. Yeah, the milk one I'm sort of interested in. We'll open that in a new tab, but let's just do a little bit of scrolling. Oh, you know, I certainly do want Biscuit. My God, they still make this? They still make the whole one? I mean, I don't know if they still make the smaller ones. The smaller ones make way more sense. When I had this palette, I never used the highlighting shades. Like, I never used the highlight powders. So it was really lost on me. It's like we get to this category, which is probably for many people a category they either skip or they don't give a flying fart about. And I'm like, let me add literally every contour. I feel like I haven't heard the best reviews about this. Like, I feel like some people have been really into it and some people haven't been really into it. It just looks like the right shade. And now I've been told in this light medium is the more neutral of the two and works best as a contour. Okay, and then Biscuit, is that what we're at? I'm not really sure I understand this. I know that the Style Stumbler, Stephanie Style Stumbler, I know that she has this and she seems to really like it. But it also seems like one of those things, if I bought it, I would have it forever and I would never finish it up and I would use one of the things. Okay, I'm going to eliminate these two because Makeup by Mario, I didn't like the foundation, but I really liked the eyeshadow palette that I bought from them. And I hear, like, overall, people kind of like this brand. I do know West Metelier sticks pretty well. If I was going to bother to buy it, I would buy the full size. So I'm going to add Biscuit. If you are new to my channel, I've been trying to finish this one contour product, which I'm going to use it in this video. So you're going to see it later. But like, so this is like a pipe dream to be able to buy like a new contour. Anything would just feel really nice. Okay, so we have contour. Probably wouldn't buy a color corrector, even though, okay. And then so is bronzer over here? Contour, is that where they put bronzer? Oh, it's over here. Ooh, okay, let's make it sort by new. I never got by this Patrick Ta thing. I think the closest I came to being interested in this brand in this particular format was whenever they did the holiday palette the first time with the blushes. that one I liked. And I've tried the Bionic bronzers. I actually liked it, but I just knew I wasn't going to like reach for it over many other things. So I just kind of passed it on very quickly. I know that people really like these Rare Beauty ones too. They released new shades of this. But I also could choose the Makeup by Mario in a very real way. I've not tried anything from Say, and I did really like the look of, what did I just do? Bright Side is soft tan with cool undertones. That would be the one I'd buy of that. And then this Fair Bronze. Oh my God. First of all, love this imagery. I love seeing a model that is like has the face shape that I do. So this is really beautiful. And that looks really good on them. Honestly, I don't know that I love the format of a stick bronzer. So we're gonna take the Say, which I know I talk a lot of nonsense about Say, but I think that this is the one thing that I feel like the most people have liked the formula of. Whether or not they've loved the color of it has kind of been a different story. Beautiful. Okay, we did bronzer, blush. Let's see what's new. Are the Armani ones out yet? Do they have those yet? Oh, I don't think so. I've tried the Rare Beauty ones. I think they're just fine. I've tried the Milk ones. I think they're just fine. I would love to try this one, but for the purposes of this project, I don't want any of the colors that Sephora carries because Pillow Talk is the one I'd be interested in. And that's also something I never thought I'd say. Oh, yeah. Here we fucking go. LFG, let's fucking go. Available for Rouge clients on 4/15. When does the sale start? There were so many shades of this. So why are there only 4 here? I guess that's not the one I'm going to pick. I guess Sephora's not getting all of those shades. I must say I have been curious about this Dior blush. For real. What mystery does it have? Like, why is everyone obsessed with you? Like, what is the what is the deal? Like, that's, maybe a contender. Also, these Too Faced ones, there might be a shade here that I'm interested in. Tequila Sunset. Okay, that's like an option. I don't, it's like a battlefield, really, trying to find a brand that at Sephora that I'm like super interested in. In my head, that's what I want it to be. I know that it's not. Creamy peach. That looks pink. That doesn't look peach. That looks so pink. I thought this might be my fallback, but I don't like the way that looks. Okay, actually, there is a NARS blush shade that I've been thinking about a lot recently. I don't even know if they still make it. Sin. They do still make it. Sin. Berry with gold shimmer. I don't see berry. I see purple, but I guess it could be berry. So I need to start thinking about the fact that I have to put a look together with the colors that I pick, because I've been really kind of hell-bent on picking a peach, but then I picked that pinkish eyeshadow. So yeah, let's go with Sin, because I have been thinking about it a lot recently. So add to cart. Bada boom, bada bing. But I do a lot of things. I clear to a couple. And I'm always been, I gotta do it again and again and again. And I've been doing it to death. Now I'm a little better color best. Everybody know my style. I'm doing the best when I come on doing this. And I'm big and I'm just in the east and I'm big in the west. And I come to you more. Whatever you do, you in the street, you could read in the best. You really want to know what's next. See, we'll be all up in the race and you know, you gotta go to people with the piece and I'm struggling and hustling and then always gotta do it to get to another place, gotta paste it. Then I gotta grab it. Then I gotta cut through all this traffic just to be at the top. Thank God we got through this blush. It's not, I don't hate blush. I guess I just haven't been really, taken there by a blush in some time, a blush release. And the closest thing that's happened is those Armani ones, but what was happening there? Oh, highlighter. A lot of you really want me to want to this Rare Beauty one. And I'm sure it's beautiful. Wow. Sold out. I don't like the fact that none of those are really available. The Diamond Bomb is marked down. It's been marked down for some time. And I don't love that. Oh, not mine. As if I'm going to run through my Diamond Bomb anytime soon. But really, I think about it sometimes. I'm not buying this. I already have this. The ones from House Labs, not a bad idea. I haven't tried anything but the foundation from House Labs. I've heard really great things about this. And I think the packaging is very pretty. It is very pretty. Oh, I didn't even sort this by new. Let's try that. Let's try new. What's new? What's going on here? Why is this new? Is there like a new shade? 2 new shades. I really think I have my finger on the pulse of makeup, and then I'm like here trying to shop for things. I would use this, but I would use that as a primer. Like, if the whole point is that it has SPF, I don't know why we put this in the highlighter section, because who's just putting SPF right there? I don't give a fart about Cali Ray. And this is new because it's just a brand that they just got. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it on the House Labs. Now it's a matter of... So whenever these launched, I did consider buying this for some reason and wearing it as a blush, but I don't know that it's pigmented enough. Radiant Pink Amethyst. Is that this one? No. Where's Pink Amethyst? I would not have suspected that that would look... Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm not sure I'm seeing it on this model. It might be this like streak of glow. I'm pointing it to it over on the left-hand side. I don't know. I don't put my highlighter that low though. I guess that's why I'm not looking for it there. Very Tati. What's happening here? So Rose Quartz is this one. No. A light magenta. And then this one's silver. How much did they build this up? Because why does it look... Okay, they must have really built it up on this model. Because they just launched their blushes, so there's no way. Yellow orange. Fire open. Now that's hot. That is really hot. I don't think it's going to go with the look that I'm like thinking of. And I've been honestly just very boring with my highlighter recently. So this color does speak. This champagne color really just speaks to me. This prismatic pink gold. I'm going to go with peach quartz. I don't know that. Perfect. Okay. That was really hard. He was scared. Okay, let's just go to the eyeshadow palettes. Let's see what's new. But I have not. We all know. You don't have to tell us, Tom. Oh, we know. I still can't believe this is considered new. Maybe, did they just release it from Pat McGrath's website and now it's able to be sold on Sephora? Is that what we're getting at here? Oh my God, this is still considered new? Okay, like I've thought about buying this Artist Couture palette so many times. It's so pretty, in my opinion. Can you still buy this? I'm so surprised that you can still buy this. I think that my one and done eyeshadow is going to be good enough for me. Mascara. I know exactly which mascara I want to buy. First of all, I don't know a lot about Ami Coulee, but here it is. Jesus. Which one of my Sephoras carries Ami Coulee? Which one? I'm not going to look for this. I'm just going to put it into my... But now I'm curious which of one of my stores has Ami Coulee. That's definitely the mascara. Eyeliner. I have been more into eyeliner recently. I have. So let's go to new. I know that those Urban Decay ones are going to be up here. Feels like a stretch. I mean, I know that you could definitely do it, but like there's also this eyeliner from the brand right next to it. So it feels like... I guess I don't even know where I would start. This looks like a similar premise, similar setup to my favorite Victoria Beckham, doesn't it? So let's add that. That seems the most enticing to me. Like I think anything that's designed to be a little smudgy sounds like something that I'm very interested in. Okay, now eyebrow. We don't need to do false eyelashes. No. I wonder what the difference between eyeshadow and eye palettes is. Like, are these singles? Let's just look. I don't know. Now I'm curious. Ah, yeah, cool. I didn't know that this was like a section. I am vaguely interested in these. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm buying a lot of refills for my sale for the sale, but I might pick up Space Cowboy because I feel like it's gonna be the only way I can get it on a discount. And I'm not really working on a sparkliest eyeshadow video, but I am on the hunt for it. And is Moon Dust really like that green? Is that truthful? Not, you know what's so funny is I don't even know who has in their possession, but I at one point did have Cosmic in the old bulky packaging. I'm really jealous that it comes in this now, so I might pick up Space Cowboy. We're not going to add it into my imaginary cart, but I just wanted you to know if that pops up. Now I'm going to stick to my guns. Kofi, they know what they're doing. Oh, I know that the packaging sucks on these, but I feel like anytime I've heard someone talk about this formula, they've dug it. As I understand. Oh, there's a brush in there? How do you get that out? Light peachy pink with reflecting pearls. It's kind of like Orgasm. Oh, that doesn't look like that. Okay, yeah, it's kind of like Orgasm. What's this one? Bright Dream. Luminous warm champagne with light reflecting pearls. I read that on my cheek. But I already have... What did I put in there? What did I use? What did I pick as... Oh, I picked Sin. I'm glad that this section exists, though. Like a hub for one and dones. Feels pretty good. I mean, it does seem that there are some palettes in here, but it does feel like this is more so for the people who like one and dones. I like that there are two separate things for that. I do need a new lip liner. I do need a deep lip liner. Now, I know I like the Charlotte Tilbury ones. I think I've heard good things about the Rare Beauty ones, so maybe that. They might not. I have my instinct is that they're not going to have one as deep as I would like. This monstrosity. No, thank you. No, no, no. You know, maybe we go classic, Makeup Forever. I don't know that I've ever had a Makeup Forever lip liner. Don't sleep on NARS. Although only 8 colors for as many shades of lipstick as you have. That seems very strange. This would have been what I wanted. And it's sold out. I don't want Dusty Plum. Warm, no. No. Where's Wherever Walnut? Total Taupe. That might be... Oh, that doesn't look like a shade I'd like at all. Everyone loves that. I'm going to do Total Taupe. And then I guess I need a lip product. I do want to try the Ami Coulee thing. I know it's not really... yeah, it's like a treatment. But let's see if they have another lip product. Lip treatment oil, hyaluronic treatment. How's this all... Oh, Lila B. I was like, why is this showing up? Concealer. I mean, it's okay if they don't make one light enough for me, but I'm just curious. Yeah, no, they don't. Do they have a translucent setting powder? I do need a powder. Ooh, what's it? What do you promise to do? What's your gig? Hyaluronic acid. Does it blur? Is it blur? Matte, melts in skin. Ugh, it just extends. I want blur. Give me the blur. I mean, honestly, this would look really good with lip liner. Gorgeous, stunning, amazing. Nothing ever better. I'm into it. Okay, I think that all I need now is just powder. I need setting spray too. Okay. I really like the Mist and Fix. I really do. But I wouldn't buy it again over Fix Plus because I just love Fix Plus. I really, truly would never buy anything from Kosas. Like, it's like not on my to-do. But I do feel as though I would enjoy this powder based on what I've heard about it. My fear is that it would run rancid before that. I know it's just an imaginary scenario that we are imagining. I love this powder. The Hourglass powder. Although people have really loved this House Labs powder. You know I love a powder. As much as I'd like to look wet, I also love a powder. Has anyone tried the Ami Coulee? Let me know down in the comments who I should go watch talk about it. People really want me to try that thing. Bio blurring? Come on. Translucent. There's like a pinky one, right? Yeah, I think translucent should be fine for me. I am see-through. Okay, now I need a spray. I would want to try this one. Okay. I think my truth is I would want to try a new foundation before I would want to buy the Glossier Skin Tint. Here's my full cart. $492 on a full face of makeup, and I'm going to save so much money. So right now we're at $492, but with my 20% off, that's still $393, which is a lot more than I would want to spend. Me being the creator that I am, and in the mindset that I am, this urge doesn't hit me as hard as it used to because I'm a little more practiced. Part of me trying to get to this place, I did consume a lot of Hannah Louise Poston's content regarding all of this. And one thing that I really took away from her conversations, like whenever she was doing videos like this, was always that if I'm not willing to pay full price for it, why am I willing to buy it 20% off, 15% off, 10% off? Because in the grand scheme of things, these percentages are not the largest, right? They're not the largest. I want to now run through and tell you the things that I would actually be very, very interested in buying despite the sale. This Kulfi shadow, I think that my want for this would subside after time, but I think it's one of those things that later down the line I would be like pretty curious about, maybe when they expand it a little bit, like if there was ever a shade in it that like really sung to me. The West Atelier contour stick, I do feel like it's almost inevitable that it ends up in my life in the future once I am done finishing one of my contour products. NARS Blush and Sin is actually something that has been on my mind for a while, and I've been debating buying at full price. Those are the 3 items as of today that I would be like, okay, maybe, like maybe I would buy those full price. That urge to spend more to save more kind of mentality has just lost me. And that's why I kind of just refill up on skincare during the sales. So I'm probably going to buy like an SPF. I'm going to re-up on the glycolic from Drunk Elephant and the retinol from Shani Darden. And that's probably like all I'll buy. If I'm feeling so inclined to buy the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow, I might. I know that I could do without all this. There's nothing that like really excites me about the sale. And if I'm being truly honest at this point, so I did check my Beauty Insider earlier to see how much I would have to spend to hit Rouge. Now, granted, we are only in April, and so there's a lot of year left, but I really am buying most of my makeup from brands that are not sold at Sephora. Sephora doesn't have like a makeup chokehold on me anymore. Like, well, I'm sure that a lot of the makeup that I have in my cart right now is excellent makeup and very, very, very good makeup. But is it really, is it really the makeup that does it for me? Like, no. Yeah, so far this year I spent $150 at Sephora. What did I buy? Like, what did I buy? I don't even remember what I bought from Sephora. Lash Clash and foundations. I think that's been it. I bought foundations and yeah. So, okay. I think it was harder for me to build a cart than it will be for me to dupe them. But let me send you over to Duping Tom. Do you ever just try to enjoy your day and someone knocks on your door? Now it's time to apply the makeup. So I always start with eyeshadows. So we are gonna start there. And I chose the Kulfi, the new cream eyeshadows. They're called the Zari Eyes Long Lasting Crease Proof Cream Eyeshadows. I do have cream eyeshadows, but I did really like the shade. So for me, it was more important to be inspired by the shade than it was to be inspired by like the format or the formula of it. This is actually a new thing that I haven't tried. So this is actually a first impressions. This is the Kaja Rosewater Beauty Bento. And the bottom shade looked kind of like the shade that I chose. And these are really sparkly. So I just am kind of like, I just want to kind of get my head around this as well. So I think this is a fun first place to do that. And it's a new thing. So like I already have a new thing. Why would I bring another new eyeshadow into my makeup collection? Like I have this lovely thing. Well, hopefully it's lovely and it's not a disaster. So I'm going to prep my eyes like I usually do with the Blink eyeshadow primer. I didn't shave my brows today. So if I zoom in and you see brow hairs, no you didn't. I'm off work today, so I'm just feeling a little lackadaisical. Lax? Is that what lackadaisical? Like, is that short for lackadaisical? Like, I'm feeling lax today. Is that a thing people say? Now I'm so confused just about the concept of the words. I'm still reeling from that person attacking me by knocking on my door. I don't really feel like I have crippling anxiety, but as a like trans non-binary person, I don't want to answer the door. I had my front windows open, so like I walked up the stairs because right now my dad has my dog and took her up to their camp, and I thought he might be returning her, but my dad would have knocked and then just opened the door because he has a key to our house, but it didn't happen. So I started walking up thinking, just assuming that it was my father, but my dad didn't text me or anything. And so whoever that was, well, I also just yesterday, I started getting campaign announcements for next year. And so I'm wondering if it might have been like someone. That is the second day in a row where I dropped my fucking eyeshadow brush onto my cheek. I'm losing it. I'm just taking the bottom layer and I'm just gonna put that all over the lid. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was expecting that to have like a little more base pigment, but it is really it's just sparkle. It has some of a base pigment to it. Oh my god, and earlier today, maybe my anxiety is also a little bit high. I watched Nope. I heard that people didn't really like that movie, and it's like everyone's least favorite Jordan Peele movie. I'm gonna actually try applying it with my finger, even though I don't really want to do that, to see if it gets any more base pigment. Like maybe just like the tiniest of bit. Honestly, I don't think it's like worth it to get your finger in there. Maybe for the topper shades, but we're not that far. Obviously, I knew that Nope was one, a scary movie, and two, it was about aliens. And I really didn't think that it would affect me in the way it did. But I was on the edge of my seat. And I don't know if it would be considered a twist, but whenever they figure out this one part, this one aspect to the aliens, it became much more scary to me. The loose concept of a thing in the sky, or like lots of things in the sky who might want to like come down and invade us, that should be scary enough to me. But like, I guess just living in this time frame, that like felt a little less scary to me than the idea of what they actually end up portraying this like UFO situation to be. And then I was like, oh, that's really scary. I'm just like working my way up the bento So I'm just applying this to the center of my lids. I did swatch this yesterday and it all seemed much more sheer than I was expecting. I just expected the top one to be sheer. This one has a little more base pigment to it than I was expecting. Like it's really brightening up the middle and adding like some silvery metallic to it. Kind of like I expected. There's kind of just like glitter everywhere. I did do some of that to myself, to be fair to the product. Not all of that is the product's fault. I don't want to live in fear of people knocking on my door, but like who's knocking on my door without telling me other than a FedEx? And I wasn't expecting a package and there wasn't a package left out there, but now I'm afraid, I get afraid to show my face outside the door. Now I'm going in with the top one. I'm just going to also apply that to the center of the lid. But like now I just don't want to be near my door. Like what if I was sitting and just trying to enjoy life in my living room? There's a big window like at my front entrance. And like I have had people knock on my door and just look at me through the window and I'm going, no, I didn't beckon you so you can. But like when the FedEx person showed up and I had to sign for it, I was ready, you know, like because I knew that was happening that day. I got a notification from FedEx. FedEx texted me before they arrived, like a respectful human should in the year 2023. We don't just show up to people's houses. We don't just do that. And the other thing was, I'm like in a bralette. I'm like in a bralette and I was wearing this like denim jacket and I like found a sweatshirt to put on just in case. It both was my dad or someone else. But then once I realized it wasn't my dad, because I did a lean to see if I could see out the front window because my dad, like, you know, I could have seen his vehicle. I know what he drives and I didn't see it in my front. My brother did not tell me to expect anyone, to answer the door for anyone. So I'm just not. I'll be gooped and gagged if someone's already like on foot campaigning, because I got that text message and I immediately hit stop. I'm just stopping. Just stop. Leave me alone. I'm going to vote for who I'm going to vote for, right? And I know that election season is, I guess, preliminarily starting. However, I also feel like I don't need a text every day. I'm just tired of being like falsely promised things. And it's just like, it doesn't really matter who I vote for. I'm not going to be safe either way. And a lot of my friends aren't going to be safe either way. So like, what is the point? And I vote, by the way. I'm not saying that I'm not going to vote. I'm not saying that it's not important to vote. But I am saying I'm disenchanted by the whole process because it does feel like, well, what are we even doing here? It feels very that. For primer, I picked out the Vanish Airbrush Primer from Hourglass. And I think the thing that I have closest in my collection to probably what that does is the Victoria Beckham and Augustinus Bader Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturizer. This does a lot of blurring. This does a lot of just getting your skin ready. And I have this feeling that if I use the Hourglass one, I would feel the exact same way about it. That might be something to consider for science. Although I've never heard anyone talk about that primer, but it is cheaper than the Victoria Beckham, but like not cheap, you know, it's not the same thing. Someone did recommend the primer from Vive, but I don't know, they recommended it, but I couldn't tell if it was just the primer that they like to use or they have also used the Victoria Beckham one and we're just kind of like saying like, hey, this is a good alternative, kind of to reflect on the eyes before we get too far away. Not the same color at all, but very, very pretty. I'm gonna zoom you in because you guys love to see the sparkle. It's really sparkly. I'm gonna give it that. But I think we're missing variation in size and that could be something to note. But it is very pretty. But I would have loved a little more varied in texture. And I don't know if I had layered them, it would look so special. I think the different colors of the different layers being like built up on the eye really make it look much more special. Let me do low light. It is better in low light. We love the low lighting here on this channel. Ooh. So yeah, the Victoria Beckham primer definitely like blurs a little bit, perfects a little bit. It's like obviously not like wearing a foundation, but I feel like once I have this on, it looks like the second picture of the demoing of the Vanish primer on Sephora. And I'm like, I already have a primer who can do that. You know why I already have a thing that can do that? Because I know that I like when things do that in a primer. So I already have the thing that does the thing that I like in a primer. Is it possible that maybe if I tried that, it would be better? Yeah, but I don't need to buy it because the time to explore that would be whenever I'm done with this. But I know I'm not gonna do that because I really like this, unfortunately for me and my wallet. Next up, I picked out the Basma foundation, which is a foundation stick. It's really weird for me to be using this particular foundation 2 videos in a row, but I have the Merit Perfecting Complexion stick, which I just used in my last video. And I like this foundation. I like this product. I enjoy this product. However, it's just so strange for it to come up twice because typically I'm reaching for my Surratt foundation. Like every now and then I'll pull out a different foundation, but it's like, you know, I like kind of consistently pull out the Surratt foundation. I also am testing many foundations. So for me to go back to this twice in 1 week is a lot. That's like a lot. I'm gonna put this on real quick. I have another big fear is that like I'm subterranean. In theory, if someone really wanted to get my attention and they like knew that I was down here, they could come like knock on my window and just see me in here. Although it's a little higher up. Like when you're outside, it's like higher up. Even though I'm subterranean, the window is like higher up. I guess probably for privacy reasons is probably why it was designed in such a way. But like that's also my fear. It's like if they really wanted to get a hold of me, in theory, they could really come scare the bejesus out of me. And then they would look at me. But also, I have told you that I have been in the living room while people have knocked on the door. I'm going to give this like a little bit to sit on my face to like get a little melty on the face. Because I like to typically use oil primers with this because it gives it a lot of slip. And this foundation, I find a little bit difficult to blend out on top of a cream or like a lotiony primer. I haven't used it on top of this one, so I'm like not speaking to it on top of this particular primer. But it's just like, you know, I know how she behaves. Did anyone else see Nope? DM me. Let me know what you thought. It freaked me out. I'll probably have nightmares about it. I didn't like that. There was just the one scene really, I was actually really bored and I wasn't going to finish it. And I kind of wish that former me really had just decided to not. I don't really get freaked out by like alien movies. Like I saw Signs and I know a lot of people were freaked out when that movie came out and it didn't faze me at all. I think I only really remember one jump scare that happened in that movie and like it's like the alien walks by and it like turns to the camera. But like I don't even remember anything really happening after that scene. Not that I should be surprised, but this is looking really beautiful on top of the Victoria Beckham. If you have facial hair and you drag your foundation through your facial hair, it's just, you gotta really pay close attention that you're blending it all the way out. I was literally just about to film. It threw me so off kilter. That person knocking on the door. Also, as I film this, it's Kaki's birthday. And I sent her a happy birthday voice memo this morning. And then I was watching her live just now, like that was just happening. So if you happen to be following Kaki's career on Instagram, also, I was in that live for a little bit. I watched, I think about like a half hour and then I left and then I worked out and then I came back. And by the time I came back, it was still going. And then like literally I like came back on and Kaki ended the live. I think about doing Instagram lives all the time. I'm so scared of them. Something about the vulnerability, like not all of my people I know personally, there's hair everywhere right now. I shaved yesterday, but something tells me that my brother shaved today and didn't do a good job cleaning because as I was washing my face, I was getting loose hair on it. Now, obviously when I wash my face after I shave, there's like hair, but I did that yesterday. It shouldn't be happening today. It doesn't normally happen 2 days in a row. That combo, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. And then for concealer, I'm going to be using the Luminous Silk Concealer instead of the Dior one. I'm very happy with this concealer. I really like this concealer. And I just find that I can sheer this out when I need to. I can make it more coverage. I really like my concealer to kind of match the coverage of the foundation that I'm using. And I find that this one I can really adapt based on how much I apply. So that's why I like using this concealer. And so that's why I don't need the Dior one. If I've been working on this concealer for a couple years and I'm just halfway through it, to be fair, at the beginning of its life in my collection, I had a lot more makeup and a lot more concealer specifically to work through. And I'm just now getting to the halfway point. I guess I just got rid of all my other concealers at the end of 2022. Like I haven't had that much time with it, but I'm like using this up and it feels really nice. And if I give myself too much choice, like, you know, I have so many eyeshadows, I'm never going to use them up. But like concealer is not something I can hold on to forever. So it's kind of, I think it just more behooves me like once I find it, to hold on to it, just be like, I'm gonna just keep messing with this one. This is my favorite. Like I think it's okay to explore multiple. Like if you want to try a new foundation instead of just buying the one, like I'm probably not gonna buy this concealer again unless I like go on a concealer journey and I don't find anything else that I like, and I might come back to it and that would just be the concealer that I use. But right now it's the only concealer I'm using and it's like just a real delight. Yeah, it looks really good with this foundation. Wow, my skin looks good. I mean, my skin looks good a lot of the time. Good skin privilege. On my little shopping trip, I picked out the Biscuit Contour Stick from Westman Atelier. I don't really have to tell you if you are a subscriber of mine, but if you're not a subscriber of mine, this is the Fenty Cheeks Out, well, it's a bronzer, but it's a contour shade. It's in the shade Amber. Here we go. Look at that. And I've just been really just diligently working my way through this product. I'm trying really hard to just get through it. And this is also one of my oldest products. If you watched my video from Tuesday, it's also one of my, it is one of my oldest products. I bought it in 2020. I bought them at launch. And I think I did buy this after finishing I had one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour sticks. Like it was it was like their old foundation formula, but it was like a contour color. Do you guys remember, do you remember those? That's what it was. This still is perfectly serviceable. I just have had it for a long time. And I distinctly remember as I was working through the end of that ABH contour stick, I felt similarly. And it's interesting because I always choose to cream contour, even if I do end up putting like a powder contour over top of it. But I always do this step. But it's like, I don't know why it seems to take me so long to get through something that I start getting frustrated with just the idea of having it, because it's just like I've had it for so long. And it might be just one of those things where it's like, it's one of those categories where I only have one of it. Screaming. I did not put contour on the one cheek. I went to, and not what you just saw me was me thinking that I just had blended it out already, but I just never put contour. I never put contour there. For like total, like I only have one cream contour. And why do I keep myself to one cream contour? I don't know, because I like the kind of colors I look. I love a really, you know, true cool toned contour. I know that Biscuit has a little bit of warmth to it. It is more of a bronzer, but you know, like that's, I don't know. I think I might enjoy that. But it's also one of those things where if I were to try it and like it more than this, then I would just start using that instead of this. That would be exactly what would happen. That whole bit of newness, that newness excitement would take over me, and I would just never finish this. And the thing is, it's not like I'm only halfway done with this and I'm over it. It's like, there's so much pan, and I've scraped it off the sides, and like I'm like hitting pan again, and like the product's moving back to the sides. I use it. Like it's almost gone. I pray for the day that it's gone. And you know what? You can yell at me whenever I buy my next cream contour and I'm so close to being done with it, and just every time I use it, it doesn't feel like I'm making any progress on it. Like, you can yell at me and be like, this happens to you every time. Would it behoove me to maybe have like options in that category? I don't know. I don't need to find out during the Sephora sale. That's not something I need to like replace. Not that I only do replacements only. Like I might find something. In fact, for a hot second, I was considering buying a Pat McGrath palette. But then I remembered like Pat McGrath does better sales throughout the year, and if I really want to visit Midnight Sun, I will at another time. I'm gonna do bronzer. I chose the bronzer from Say in the new latest shade. And when I look at that shade, I have two cream bronzers. I have the Chanel one, and I also have the Charlotte Tilbury one. The reason I chose the Charlotte Tilbury cream bronzer in Fair is because this has like a bit of an olive undertone, but it looks really like desaturated and gray. So I think this would end up looking a little bit more like the bronzer from Say, but I do think that this is deeper. Like I don't think this is as light as the one from Say. And you may be noticing that I'm using the brush that could have ended me and Kaki's friendship, although I think it would take a lot more drama for me and Kaki to end our friendship at this point. I have been enjoying it for cream bronzer. I have. I think the thing is, unlike the one from Sonia G, which is still a beautiful brush, and it's not really technically for bronzer, it's like a base brush, so it's like kind of like any base products. This just diffuses a little bit more. But if I'm looking to go more snatched, like if I'm looking for something where I'm like, I need my bronzer to be in like a very specific place, which does occasionally happen for me, I will use this. And I have been enjoying it a little bit more than I really initially thought I would. The Dylan girl recommended that I try it for powder. That will have to be on my next cleanse, my next cleaning of my brushes, to try it that way. Also with this bronzer, I think the bronzer looks better but sometimes I do have to like go in with my foundation brush and like clean up a little bit in spots because I don't like how low it goes sometimes. But that's okay, because just like look at how beautifully diffused it is on my actual, like the skin on my face. Like it's really beautiful and diffused. And there's something to be said about this particular product. I don't know that it really promises this, but I always feel like the skin that it goes on top of looks incredibly airbrushed. And if there's one thing that I love to look is incredibly airbrushed. Next up is blush, and I really have been lusting over the shade Sin from NARS, and I put that in my cart. But I was actually really kind of panicking. I was like, I don't have any blushes that look like Sin. And that's like simply not true. Now this doesn't have sparkle like Sin, but it is purple and cool toned. And this is Condensate from Phytosurgeons. This is one of their Skin Spark blushes. And I actually really haven't used this much on camera, but I have been using it in my personal life. I have been using it off camera, and it's really pretty. It's actually a lot more subtle than I was expecting, and you think it's gonna be like this really scary looking blush color because of just like what it looks like in the pan. And on my skin tone, I feel like that looks like what Sin would look like if I bought it. And the reason I always thought Sin was such a special, because when I worked at Sephora, I always thought Sin was just like a really beautiful blush color. I feel like I don't know. NARS kind of like missed me, maybe kind of still does miss me as a brand overall. Like it's just not a brand that I'm incredibly excited about. And that's why I never bought it. But sometimes they do get me with their eyeshadow releases a little bit more recently, but that's because I'm a little more neutral. But do you see how that just looks like it doesn't look scary. The one thing I will say is about, like, first of all, I say this every time I use one of their blushes, but Fine Essentials blushes, the skin sparks are like really where it's at for me, especially in a cream blush formula. Like, look at how easily that melted into the skin, blended out beautifully. It's like, it's an incredible formula. However, they also, I mean, if you're buying ones that are for your skin, like the level of skin tone that you have, they blend out seamlessly. And I just really appreciate that about them. Like, this is their lightest of their toasted blushes, and I have light skin, and like, just look at how good it looks on my light skin. I'm not saying it wouldn't look good on other skin tones. I'm just saying, like, it feels skin-tuitive. I'm sure that some makeup brand has skin-tuitive trademarked, but I just borrowed it. So, and I'm not selling t-shirts or anything. I have sort of started looking in to making merch. It might just be like word merch for a time being, but I'll work on it. I can't really like graphic design. Like, I've never like made graphic, like I obviously like make my thumbnails or whatever, but like I've never like made something like designed specifically to like be put on shirts. And like, I'm a little bit concerned about how that might go for me. Like, I'm a little bit concerned about what that might look like. I was thinking about maybe doing a couple like catchphrasey shirts, doing one that said Hody, like Hautee. Yeah, anyway, that's like a thing. That's like a thought that I've been having, because now more and more people have been jokingly saying that they would want like X silly thing that I have said to be on a shirt, and I'm like, well, I guess we could do that. I'm looking to do like embroidery. Like, I found a place that does embroidery. That's a bunch of business stuff that you guys don't need to like know about. Remind me of your favorite catchphrases down below. And then once I have enough, if I ever have enough money to like hire an artist to, you know, render something for me I just started powdering. I forgot what kind of video we were doing. I got carried away talking about it. Anyway, okay. So I picked out the Haus Labs blurring powder thing, and I have the Chantecaille Perfect Blur powder. Both of them are blurring. Both of them do the blur. And so that's what I've been powdering with. This is old packaging of this, and this is, you know, ultimately much more expensive than the Haus Labs one. I already have this one, so it would, in theory, cost me more to buy the Haus Labs one at this point than it would to be just using my ones that I already have. And this is like, in theory, a finishing powder. And someone did ask me to do detail finishing powders versus setting powders. And I'm gonna do that, but I also feel like my grasp on that is like maybe just about as loose as the person who asked that question. Like, I feel like my grasp on that is like not so strong. So we're powdered, we're blurred, we're looking really good. Next up, we have highlight, and I chose the Haus Labs Biotech highlighter situation, and I picked out the Milk Makeup Lit Flex highlighter. Now, they don't make these anymore, but these are powder highlighters from Milk, and I feel like this is going to give me the exact same finish. Maybe not the same shade I picked out from Haus Labs, but this formula is really beautiful, and this is an opportunity for me to use something that they don't even make anymore. And I know that some people get, for the lack of a better term, a little bit butthurt when they see influencers using discontinued product, because it's like they can't get it. But you also probably have products that they don't sell anymore, like brands don't sell anymore. And I just think seeing an influencer use makeup that isn't available anymore just because they love it should be more of a reminder to you to be like, oh, I have really beautiful things that I love, more than it is like I really wish I could buy that. What's great about this highlighter is like, if you really want to go for the highlight, you can go for the highlight. And if you want to do less, you can also do less. But have I ever done less? This isn't the Payless Shoe Source channel. Okay? It doesn't say that up in the corner, does it? Down there, wherever they put my name. Remember whenever you used to, maybe you don't remember this, but you used to be able to do polls on your videos, not in the community tab, like on the videos. You could be like, what do you think? And like a poll would pop up. I definitely remember like doing that a handful of times on my videos where I was just like, what do you think? What do you think? I always think of Christine from Simply Nailogical whenever I'm like, what do you think? Because she was like a commercial child star. I picked out the Makeup by Mario eyeliner, and I picked it out because it had a smudging tool on the other end. And my favorite eyeliner right now that I love to use, and I don't need another eyeliner, is the Victoria Beckham eyeliner. And I have the shade Cocoa, which is, I picked a brown shade from Makeup by Mario, and I have a brown shade from Victoria Beckham. Why would I need more than one brown eyeliner? And I could have picked a fun colored eyeliner, but you know what I'm probably less likely to use? A fun colored eyeliner. So I'm just gonna love the eyeliners I have. So let me put this on real quick. Okay, so we have the eyeliner on. I went a little too heavy with the lower waterline. I was really smudging and living a fantasy. And then I realized that the look that I had been crafting thus far is not a look for that. I am hoping that when I put mascara on, it'll feel a little more balanced. Speaking of mascara, I picked out the Ami Collet mascara in my cart. I put that in my Sephora cart. I have the YSL Lash Clash. And if you're new here, I only like to keep one mascara open at a time because I can't keep track of things like that. And so whether or not this would be anything like the Ami Collet, I already have a mascara going. And I understand that some people have mascaras for different things. They have a daytime mascara to an evening mascara, and they might play around with their mascara a little bit more. That's not me, and I don't want to have more than one mascara going at any time because I take my 3-month time limit with them very seriously. I don't want an eye infection, please. No thank you. No TY. That's a Tiffanyism, by the way. They will just say no TY, even though it's no shorter than just saying no thank you. I think the mascara did help a little bit because I was just I did a lot of eyeliner. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to go like that, but I really went in. I'm really feeling my oats. So I did also pick out a setting spray. I picked out the Hourglass setting spray, and I'm sure I would really love that. But you know what I love, and I have bought and rebought so many times, is the MAC Fix Plus, because to me, it just really solves a lot of my problems. It really does all the things I needed to do, and why venture out? Why try a new thing that I might be unsatisfied with? And look at how much I have left in this one right now. So I don't need to buy another setting spray right now. It doesn't behoove me to have another setting spray, so I'm not going to buy another setting spray. And then finally, we're going to finish up with some lip products. I picked out the Makeup Forever Totally Taupe lip liner. Now, this isn't really the same shade at all, but it is a shade I have. This is the Victoria Beckham number 5 lip liner. And I think that it's gonna do, it's gonna line my lips the way I want my lips to be lined. So I found for myself that all I really need is a light brown, a mid-tone brown, and a deep brown lip liner, and I'm satisfied with lip liner. And so this is a more mid-tone brown lip liner. It's gonna do the job that I need it to do. And the last thing I picked out was the lip oil from Ami Collet. And it's in this deep berry, deep wine looking, and it doesn't look like that on the lips. I don't think it would look like that on the lip. And I actually don't really love lip oils, but I do have one, and I have one from Merit. It's in the shade Falcon. And I honestly feel why would I buy another lip oil if I'm not really using the lip oil I have? Now, I have been told the Merit lip oils are not really where it's at. A lot of people don't really like this formula. And people who are into lip oils, they're not fans of this one. So that could also have something to be said. Why risk it for the biscuit? If I don't really love this lip oil, and while the Ami Collet could be a better formula, I'm still not reaching for lip oils that often. I am in a more of a glossy mood these days, but lip oils, if I'm wearing something on my lips, I want it to have more impact than a lip oil does. But let me apply this really quickly. And this is the final look. I thought I was only going to save $100 at the Sephora sale, but I'm really saving $400 from the Sephora sale. Everything that I use today are high-performing products that are really lovely. These are products that are in my makeup collection for a reason. It's because I love them. I didn't keep them around because I love them. I enjoy them. They are products I really like to use. I get a lot out of them. So what would benefit me from buying $400 of a new face of makeup? Is it going to look that different? There will be obviously some nuances that I don't get because I don't have those exact products, and these are not the exact same colors, right? That's not, it's not the exact same thing. But overall, I have a face of makeup that I already own, that I really enjoy, that is inspired by the things that I would buy. And I think whenever we have larger collections, we're enthusiasts and we want to buy. And I'm not saying obviously this is for specific people. We get so sucked up into the new that we don't love on our old things. Now, of course, I follow a lot of people who pan, and that's a big part of their process. Of course, it's exciting, even as someone who likes to review makeup, to buy new things for review, because it's what is this formula? Is it any different? Is it better? But even then, it's just I still have drawers of beautiful makeup, and the newer thing, or the thing that I don't have, isn't necessarily going to be better or improve my life any more than the makeup that I already have. And so why not pay attention to the makeup that I already have that isn't panned, that I still have? Anyway, that wraps up this video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video before you leave it. If you're new here and you're not subscribed and you think that this kind of content vibes with your vibe, I would love to have you subscribe. And I'm also on patreon.com if you'd like to support me there. Again, there's absolutely no pressure. I just appreciate that you are here. Remember to follow your haute and you will find me. Bye-bye.